Rap news, street politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, and we back about to take a deep dive in the gunplay that's going on in South Central right now. Now, for everybody who knows or doesn't know what's going on in LA right now, it's get back season, the end of the summer slowed nothing down, everything is seemingly ramped up, man. And we got to break down exactly what's going on through the most active blocks and hoods throughout South Central. But a movement that I've noticed over the years that some hoods is pushing is what's called HK City. Now, we know that the Hoovers have the most enemies in the city, but we also know they control a lot of territory in the city. And one thing these hoods gonna have in common is every hood is pretty much its own quote unquote community. And as you become familiar with these sets, these neighborhoods that they exist in also serve as like pocket cities throughout LA. Everybody has their own boundaries, their own program, and different terrain in their hood. But the HK cities are, of course, as they sound.
So you know we had to tap into the best street politic channel on YouTube, right? Whatever have you, I have been seeing the HK City shit. You understand me? It's senseless, bruh. For real.
Hoods that are Hoover K. And what we see is some hoods, a little bit more than others, pushing HK City. Hoods like the Rolling Hunnids, the Main Streets, South Los, East Coast, the 40s, the Menlos. These are some of the hoods that I've seen over the years striking up HK City, which to me is somewhat of a furtherance of boundary and of course a political stance that specific hoods are taking. Now, again, we see this mostly with hoods that beef primarily with Hoover, and these are also gonna be the hoods that we see actively participating in this gunplay. Now, of course, everything that I speak on is subjective. The only concrete thing and factual thing that we can speak on is that people are losing their lives. So in the subjective matter, we have to say that everything that's going on right now are allegations, but we know the streets is talking, and the best hood channel on YouTube got to bring you as close as possible to what's really going on, man.
They're homies, nigga, on Main Street. What's this?
I'm gonna keep it real to it. You know, it be a lot of people in some of these organizations, bro. And you know, they all don't be on one accord. Somebody, you know, a lot of niggas talking about peace, this, that, and the third. Somebody cause it be a lot of shit that it went on. It's a lot of losses, so it'd be hard to get everybody on the same page or whatever. Hey, you know what I'm talking about?
Vert K, huh? Hey, Snoovers at though?
What?
Where the Snoovers at?
I don't know where no Snoop was.
All right then, Main Street. Tell them we here, nigga. Fuck Snoover and all that, nigga.
Now, while putting this video together, two rappers and dudes who are low-key faces in their section have lost their life around this situation. Grady Myers, aka T-Fo the Low, from 11 Deuce Broadway, lost his life October 8th in his hood on 113th and Main Street. And as we recording this video, man, YCA 80 Bands was reportedly shot in his face on Vermont, Manchester, on the borderline of 9 Deuce and A-Trey Hoover. And before we really get started, man, we gotta say rest in peace to everybody that has lost their life in this war this year. We only talking about this year. That seems to escalate on a pattern throughout the city. Now, the crazy thing is YCA 80 Bands from Eastside A4 Main Street had just tapped in asking about his placement on the Crip report card. And I told him that we got him in future videos as representation of this cripping. And the last thing he said was, does it take him dying to make it onto one of our videos, man? And you know, I really wish it didn't have to be this way, with us bringing up people who are trying to make it out the street shit with the music or any other endeavors that they participating in, and really just trying to get on, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we try to highlight everybody in the city in the same way, same fashion, man. Every hood, it don't matter where you from, the smallest to the biggest of names, man, we really try to put on for the city. So it's for sure, rest in peace to T-Fo and YCA 80 Bands. But as you know, we cannot start right here with the gunplay in the city. So over the last 5 to 6 months, a lot has transpired, and we gotta rewind the clock back to Memorial Day weekend, May 23rd, 2025, on the west side of South Central. There are 4 murders that took place in 3 states.
Hey, bro, that's so crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy because I think he don't know. You feel me? He ain't know until it was too late. Right now, he probably looking down like man, he ain't know how much support he had. You feel me? And it just go back to like everybody doing what they do in the name of some love or recognition, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's scandalous, bro.
Separate events that are pertinent or relevant to the situation and to the hoods that are repping HK City and the Hoovers. Now, the first situation was potentially one that had the most eyeballs on it when Mashron Montgomery, aka King Boy, from the Dirt Gang, Rolling 30 Harlem Crib, 19 years old, lost his life on 96th and Van Ness as the result of a gunshot to the head in a late night situation in the neighborhood 90s. Now, almost simultaneously, 34-year-old Rico Antoine Mitchell was found laying outside with apparent gunshot wounds, with neighbors hearing gunshots in the car speeding off on 52nd and Hoover in the Fido's Hoovers. Now, before the situation this year, everything seemed to low-key be running accordingly, so to speak. Nothing too crazy. We know shit is happening all the time. There's gunplay to be had year-round. But when King Boy got killed, a shift changed in the city. Then we seen this murder on 52nd and Hoover. And of course, the 9-0s and the Hoovers are rival hoods. And this is somebody from the 30s, and the closest Hoover hood to the Harlems sees a murder the same night he's killed. Now, I'm not gonna make any assumptions. These are just the facts. Now, the key thing about King Boy, like I said, he's in the 9-0s. We know the 30s to the 100s is what's going on, and all them hoods are gonna rep HK City. But King Boy had close ties to Infant Stein from the 5 NUG, the Rolling Hunters. We know right now the Hunters have an aura about themselves. Well-respected members coming out all of the hoods of the Hunters. We know there's internal conflict going on between the 111s, 11-5s, Blocks, Hard Times, UGs. The 111s seemingly are focused a little bit more on the Blocks and UGs, but the Blocks and UGs are pushing HK City. Now, when you see this HK City written up, there's a couple things that's going along with that. Number one, we see them whacking the eye out. Most of, if not all of these hoods.
In one of the greatest books, or one of the most read books in this world, right? It say we wrestle we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places, right? And whatever have you, bro. And a lot of these dudes be possessed, bro. Facts, bro. Nigga possessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that shit about, like, you know, it's being in a lower frequency ain't good, bro. And they say the idle mind is a devil's playground. So, you know, put two and two together, you know, it's...
are gonna be beefing with the Inglewood Bloods. So we really see that eye getting funny with the West Side hoods. But something that everybody does is whacking that T out for them Trey gangsters in these HK City hit-ups. Now, with King Boy being cool with Stein, we've seen them together over multiple occasions. It's alleged that the Rolling Hunters took it upon themselves. For some reason, they settled on the gangsters potentially being responsible for what happened in the 9-0s, and Stein slides up Normandy with a 20-year-old man and a 12-year-old boy looking for the get back. Now, the key thing about that 12-year-old boy, we got him on our thumbnail in the Rolling Hunters internal conflict video. You know, as people reached out when we did that video came out well before these situations transpired. His people wanted us to blur his face out. We did, so that's cool. My thing is, man, y'all gotta get a hold of y'all kids tighter than that. You know, these kids is outside 12 years.
See, bro, that go back to everybody want to be in their own bubble, or they don't feel it till they hit close to home. They contact blood, talking about some, oh, blur his face out and this, that, and the third. But why you ain't keeping from that lifestyle, bro, or whatever? Maybe shit, man.
Years old, 14. Now, we know that's not unusual, not by any stretch of the imagination. Between 12 and 14 is really a point of time where niggas is jumping off the porch. But don't say nothing to us when these kids is going down on a slide, allegedly in the car with their homies. It's got to be some more accountability out here. But nonetheless, they make their way to the A-Trays, and they found themselves in the North Side 80s off Florence and Dalton, allegedly, where it ended up being a case of mistaken identity, where 48-year-old Kevin Ball, aka Tiki, from Eastside 4 Trey Gangsters in the Low Bottoms, and another Hispanic man named John Ramos, a non-affiliate, ended up losing their life in this situation. And on camera, Stein, the 20-year-old dude, and the 12-year-old child go down at the scene. Of course, these are still allegations. You can't just say somebody did something because they're there, but this is what's alleged. So to me, this situation right here started the shift, and
That's all it take. All you gotta do is have the right skin color on, and they gonna and you could be a victim on both sides, bro. It's just like the situation. We gonna touch on the shit with the swatting situation with Adam, right? He called the police to AD house, already knowing the relationship between so-called black people in the authorities, bro. They still the house and let off 1,000 rounds, bro, on accident, bro, on the wrong person type. So you playing the time. I'm gonna touch on that though.
This is what I deem the precursor to the bullshit. Now, we enter the second phase after this that started on May 29th, 5 days after Memorial Day weekend. Right here, we on 82nd and Main, where a red burgundy sedan pull up, fire rounds at somebody, hitting them in the head before going east on 82nd and turning south down Main. Now, this is in the A4 Main Street hood. Now, the name of this individual hasn't been disclosed because they seemingly made it out this situation. Again, this is in Main Street. Barrio Majados is not far from here, and the Swans are not far, but primarily Barrio Majados and Main Street. Now, since the victim did survive in this situation, how the streets look at this shit is a miss. We just gotta let y'all know the mindset that's going into these moves. This is not a score, but the key thing is this is a part of HK City. This area is extremely hot, and after this, shit goes quiet. Now, that's a common thing that we see.
So, bro, how you think they know what street they turned on, turned off, and where they come from and all that? They got hella cameras everywhere, bro. Y'all be doing some silly shit. We isn't, bro. You don't understand, bro, what's going on? We in Big Brother, bro. It's cameras everywhere, bro. You's hella silly for thinking you finna do something and get away with it or whatever. And some of these dudes, right, they be like, oh, trying to like get a killer's advice. Like, bro, don't take your phone or nah, take so you can go to prison, nigga. Joe Boosie ass, you stupid, nigga. Doing this dumb shit is dumb, bro. That's why, bro.
With some of these hoods, and if you notice, it's a couple hoods out here that have gone quiet and dormant within the last month or so, seemingly because they're at work. Now, after this situation, it goes quiet for about a month, and then it pops up on 61st and Avalon in 6 Deuce East Coast Hood. Again, a part of HK City. Primary beef is the Swans and the Hoovers. 61st and Avalon, a man is shot, but it's another miss. Survive. So as you can see, the pattern starts in the 9-0s, again in the Hoovers, then it goes to the Gangsters. Goes to 6-Pack East Coast, and here we are, July 5th, 99th and Hoover. 4 people shot, gang-related shooting, men ages 37, 40, 44, and 50 in front of a house on 99th Street in the 9 Deuce Hoovers. 4 people, all of them survived another miss. Again, this is just the mindset. When we did that last Broadway video and spoke about,
you know, it only makes sense for the gunfire to start to turn on. And it sounds crazy, right? But the older cats who out there who will say, I ain't in that shit, or that's between them youngsters and it. No, you ain't raised your youngsters right, and they coming over to text y'all ass about that shit. And it could be like just some universal type. You know, yeah, you abandon the youth, this, that, and the third. Not a youth coming back to tear your ass up or just, yo, it is, bruh.
Why hood days get slid on, because that's what we leading up to. We headed to the epicenter of the bullshit, the A. Trey Hoover Hood Day. Why did it get slid on like this? These misses. Niggas is unsatisfied. People have been lost and they not counting. We hit some people and we gonna chill. That's not how it works. We gotta keep it real. We gotta bring y'all as close as possible to the mindset of this street shit in South Central. So the same night, 4 people were hit on 99th and Hoover. A man is killed on 82nd and May in the 7-6 East Coast Crips. Now, Florencia also shares this section. The kitchens are too far from here, but this does take place the same night them 4 dudes got hit in the 9 Deuces. Now, that's 4th of July weekend. We know that shit is always up. It's the same times of the year and damn near the same blocks that go up every year, time and time and again. But 5 days after this, another murder in the alleyway, 97th and Budlong. Now, this is in the 9-9 Mafia, but it's right in between all of the bullshit. We know 9-9 Mafia is cool with the Hoovers. They beef with the A-Trays. and they beef with the 9-0s and the Hunters. But Luis Garcia does end up losing his life over here on 97 and Budlong, not far from some other recent situations that we about to go through. Now, the next day after that, July 11th, drive-by shooting where the same place YCA 80 Bands lost his life, Manchester in Vermont. A man is shot on his bike in a drive-by shooting, but guess what? Another miss in the Hoovers. Again, this is the borderline of 8 Trey and 9 Deuce, extremely active. Now, 2 days after that, we on 90th and Broadway, where 2 people are shot in an apartment building, and the crazy part is the suspect was seen skirting off in a blue Lamborghini in the 9-4 Hoovers. Niggas is doing slides in Lamborghinis, but guess what? 2 more misses. Luckily, those last 3 people didn't lose their...
So it's really starting to settle and dawn on me that this is like some real GTA type shit. That's really what they got going on. Because being that it's the gangs be having 1,000 members and all that shit, right? It just be like a game to them, bro. And that's really... It's cool, though, bro, because, you know, they gon', bro. You know what I'm talking about, bro. It's good, though. You feel me? Y'all keep at it, man, because... You know, yeah, man.
Life off 90th and Broadway in Vermont and Manchester. But what this creates is a sense of restlessness. You see how this shit going up. I told you these misses, they pile up and result in people taking drastic measures to get their man. But 12 days after this, we back in the Hoovers. 74th and Fig, the middle of 7-4 hood. Man is shot in a gang-related shooting. Again, July 25th. Hit, not killed, another miss. That's 4 in a row. Niggas gambling, going through these blocks, and they not coming back with what they came over here for. This is what creates the tension. And this is how we got to 14th and Paloma Street in downtown LA, 8 Trey Hoover Hood Day party, man. Now, this situation, extremely uncalled for, extremely sad. But whatever hoods was trying to hit these people up in the Hoovers weren't satisfied that they kept missing, and they scoped out the party. Now, in that Broadway video, we broke down how people end up finding out where these parties...
Didn't the innocent lady, bro, get killed too? When they went and did that shit? Rest in peace to her. Y'all keep killing innocent people, bro. What's up with y'all niggas? Like, y'all niggas need to go to hell, bro. I seen little Kai Benji talking about this shit. Go meet up in the parking lot, bro. Everybody who got rival gangs and all that shit, go meet up in the desert, bro. Y'all right there by the desert, bro. Go meet up in the middle of the desert, bro, and get that shit out the way, bro. May the best idiot win.
Trust me, nobody just telling the streets, hey, this the party, everybody pull up. Especially when you know your hood is hot. Niggas know the temperature outside. So this was probably the result of somebody talking too much. Most of the time it's females that know somebody else. You know, somebody homegirl sleeping with the other side. It's all kind of shit that can go on. You know, somebody could have been disgruntled and dropped the low. We may not ever know exactly how this shit played out, but we do know Africa Johnson and Gregory DeRiso lost their lives outside of this 8 Trey Hoover Hood party this night, man. And Africa Johnson was also somebody that had ties to both sides of the aisle. Kids from Hoover.
You know, rest in peace to him, bro. You know, rest in peace, brother, to the people who lost their life. This whole video, bro. I'm going to have a link to the whole video in the description, right? Cause I don't want to watch no more, bro. It's senseless, right? And you know, it really, it's like, what y'all celebrating, bro? Genocide? When y'all be doing this shit? What y'all celebrating, bro? You feel me? You know, me knowing, I know it's meant to celebrate the ones who came before y'all, bro. In the good old days or whatever have you. But it ain't that no more. It's just strictly genocide. Oh, let's go, you feel me? And just weird, like, fuse, bro, over this bullshit. Don't mean nothing, bro. It don't, fool. It just, y'all niggas, bro. I don't really. You see why, like, certain people who be like, yeah, like, you know, the Ku Klux Klan don't got to do nothing, bro. Yeah, they already know you got that. You gonna handle it for yourself. And it's the self-hate be deep and it be weird and it's like, feel me? But it's cool though. Like, you know, that's they thing of theirs and they love it, bro. You feel me? They love it, you know. It's like a game. I remember being young and it felt being, I don't know. It's weird, right, to not grow out of certain things, bro. They say when you a kid, you do as a fucking kid. When you a man, you do as a man, bro. So I remember being a kid and wanting to play shoot 'em up, bang, bang, or fucking whatever. But it's not. It's deeper than that. You understand? But I really think it's a bunch of NPCs and demons fueling this shit, antagonizing it and whatever have you, bro. It got to be, bro. Cause ain't nobody with a soul and a right mind gon' be trying to play laser tag and kill people and put they self on a chopping block as well, bro. Yeah, you fucking think sir, it's you know. When a motherfucker operate a certain way, like going to go knock a nigga down, usually his brain, his mental capacity is stuck there. You feel me? So that's why it end up happening like that. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna talk your ear off. Y'all niggas let me know what y'all think. We on to the next one, bro.
Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho.